What up, people? It's Nickopz here, and today we're going to be talking about the most hated character in the game, Dragunov. Now, a couple of things before I get into the video. We got some random high level gameplay about this character while I give my spiel on the character because I've seen a lot of things going on about this character, and it's typical for fighting game content creators to talk about the best character in the game and give their take on him, and that's what I'm going to do in this video. So, Dragunov. Dragunov is a very interesting character that I've seen. Now, in case y'all don't know, this is something I like to make very clear because I am just getting into Tekken. This is my first Tekken that I have ever played, and just about a day or two ago, I hit the first of the blue ranks in this game. So I'm letting people know my level in the game. So, in case you are wondering why I'm looking at the character a certain way, if you're a different level in the game, then that's why. I notice some people at different levels tend to have different opinions on characters. So, like I said, this is honestly my first Tekken that I've ever played, and I am blue ranks in the game as of now. So, now that we got all that out of the way, let's talk about the character and everything and what I personally feel about him after what I've had to deal with him in the game and what I've seen. I think the character is just flat out overtuned. Like, this character actually taught me something very important. Like, he really did. And what Dragunov taught me overall in fighting games, I've noticed, because I've played, all the big three, the ones that the most popular ones, MK1 that came out, and then you got Street Fighter 6, and now this game. I noticed something very specific about each one of these games, and when it comes to their top tiers, I've noticed that rushdown is kind of insane. Like, it literally just hit me right before I recorded this video, because the best character in the games, like all those three games that just came out, and I think it hasn't even been 8 months since all of them has came out. I have to check on Street Fighter again, but it hasn't been that long. So it hasn't been like a year since all of those games dropped. We'll say that to be safe. And I've noticed within the span of looking at all of these games, the best character in all of those games for the longest period of time has been a rushdown character for each game. To break that down again, you have Ken. In Street Fighter 6, Ken, I don't know if he's still the best character because they got like a recent balance patch that wasn't that big, but I do know he got nerfed. Ken was the best in that game. Then you move over to MK1, and Johnny Cage was the best in that game. He also just got nerfed. So I'm not sure where he's at right now. He like these are two fresh nerfs. So those are two rushdown characters, and then you have Dragunov, who's currently the best character in this game, and who's probably going to see a nerf just like them. And that's all three of the big three. Each character that was the best in the game has been a rushdown character. So, if you're somebody that just wants to tier whore it up, it's looking like you should just play a rushdown character, because that's seeming like for the new era, that's what's going to be the best style. That's going to be the way you're going to play. Like, this new era, they're really, really pushing rushdown. I'm starting to notice that. Even if we're talking about, like, I don't even want to call it a subcategory because the game is doing really good right now. Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear is another fighting game that I want to say it did good, but it's not really known as the big three, even though it's really up there in tournament play, and it did really good. It just doesn't have the same notoriety as like the three I listed, but even that game's about rushdown. The new era, they are introducing rushdown. They want you to get in there and rush people down. And finally, going to talk about Dragunov. Dragunov does just that, and I feel like he is currently the most hated character in Tekken because, first of all, when it comes to the best character in the game, there's a criteria that I personally feel like should fit them. I know it doesn't usually happen, but I don't mind when the best character in the game is not that accessible. But Dragunov is literally the most accessible top tier I've ever seen in any game, like at the beginning of the game. This character has access to so many easy derp tools to just rush you down, and you don't like have many options to deal with him. Everybody would just say, "Oh, just sidestep, just sidestep, just sidestep." That's not enough. If it was enough, then people would just do that and blow him up. Now, it definitely helps knowing how to sidestep well against him. You can definitely feel it after you start doing it against him, but it's not enough. He obviously has tools to stop you from doing that. And then when he gets in, he's hitting you for like 50%. He's hitting you for like 50%, looping you back into the same freaking situation. The man has command grabs, a good low, a really good plus mid. He's just oppressive. He has one of the best low sweeps in the game, some of the best pressure in the game, and that low right there, the low that he just keeps spamming right now, that low is insane. I really think that that low should be way more punishable than it is. I don't care if it does more damage, but having access to a quick low like that is just absolutely insane in this game. And the fact that you can barely punish it too, and it's like slightly evasive, is just amazing. He and that low also, he just has so many good tools that are in his arsenal, and it's just he does the work for you. Honestly, you don't have to, really put in a lot of work to do good with this character. And anybody who, and while I'm making this video, is yeah, a lot of people are start putting him top tier. It's obvious, but I noticed there's some people. This always happens with the best character in the game. They always try to downplay them as much as they can. And it's simple as this. People downplay their character because I've noticed this. Anybody who downplays their character, that it's really obvious that the character is just strong, I'm going to straight up tell you why they do it. Okay, are you listening? Because it's very important. People downplay their characters to make themselves feel better about themselves. They don't want to feel like they're being carried. They don't want to look in the mirror. They don't want to realize what's going on. That's why people downplay. And while the downplay isn't loud, I'm noticing it starting to start about Dragunov. Like, oh, he's, not number one. Some people say he's number 5 or 6. No, this character is undoubtedly the best character in the game. And I'm sorry that, the few of you out there that don't see that, want to feel good about yourself, like playing him, but no, he's just dumb. It's simple as that. He's a easy, derp, soulless top tier with way too many tools. And what I personally feel like overtunes him is simply his lows. Literally, as I say it, person gets smacked with it. But I think that's what's overtuning him right now. Yeah, he has amazing rushdown, and the rushdown is really good. But I'm always a big advocate of don't nerf what makes the character good. Nerf what they don't need. And this character, with all these amazing plus rush down tools and, the access to all of these tools, and sorry if you hear that siren in the background. I live by a hospital, and if I had to edit every time I did a siren, I would never get a video out. But yeah, I live by a hospital, so, just pointing that out if you heard that siren. But like I was saying about Dragunov, this character, he's just a basic soulless top tier that, you're going to pick up if you just want easy wins and getting carried. But the main thing I say about a character like this, where genuinely is when it comes to how strong they are, don't take away what makes them good. He is like a hybrid grappler rushdown character. So if that's what makes him him, don't take that away from him. I don't want what makes a good character, gone from that character. I don't want what makes the tools on that character good gone. I want what they don't need gone. And these lows that this character has, all these sweeping lows, these like evasive lows that are barely punishable, amazing range, amazing plus frames, he don't need them lows to be that good. He literally don't. It's just too much. That's what I think they can nerf about him to balance him out. So that way, I was gonna say something, but I'm not here to insult Dragunov players. But like I was saying, we're gonna see which one all of y'all actually do love Dragunov, because this is one top tier that I'm kind of happy he's in the position he is, because Like a lot of people, when it comes to top tiers, they just be like, "Oh, I just love the character so much," and MK1, "Oh, I just love Johnny so much," and Street Fighter 6, "I just love Ken so much." Yeah, let's see if you love them after they get nerfed. Like them player rates on the character are going to drop, and it's going to be the same thing with Dragunov. And what I love about Dragunov when it comes to how dumb he is you cannot sit up here and tell me you're just in love with this character. Like you just love how this character plays. This character is literally soulless. Like everybody who tries to only play top one to get carried, just like how they're soulless, they don't really care. They just want wins. Give me the best character. That's literally what Dragunov is. I imagine how the person that doesn't care about anything but tier, they would literally act like Dragunov. So maybe he does perfectly suit you at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, like I'm saying, I don't think that this character is going to even be that popular when he finally gets his nerfs. Like I said, I'm newer to the Tekken community, and I hear the Tekken like developers, they don't play about their nerfs. I've heard that. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I heard that they do not play about their nerfs at all, not even a little bit. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen to the character. But I've given my spiel on the character. I think he's really hated because how easy and dumb and accessible he is, and he's just way too good. But simply, what I think overtunes him is the lows. That's genuinely it. I think the lows make him too good. They don't need to be that good, and when they do nerf him, if he's still good, that's great. But you're gonna see the character dropped a lot, like in my personal opinion. But that's pretty much my spiel on this character and everything. Let me know what you think about Dragunov in the comments below. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And Nickopz out.